Welcome to the May 2022 Star Wars Canon Update. Last month we got 6 new comic issues and some show about some Jedi Master started, so let's dive in. The first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi were released. I did a review of the episodes from Celebration, and I'm sure most everyone watching this video has seen them already, so I won't spend too much time here. But I think the biggest canon implications are the events surrounding Obi-Wan and Leia. My biggest concern going into the story was that Obi-Wan needed a very good reason for leaving Tatooine, and this is maybe the best reason there could have been. I also love that we're getting to see Obi-Wan learn that Anakin is alive on screen. They're making some really good choices so far, in my opinion. People are already asking me about the Grand Inquisitor, but we've got 4 more episodes, so let's just wait and see what happens. But the fact of the matter is, we know he survived being stabbed, whether the show reveals that or not. The new novel, Brotherhood by Mike Chin, was great. If you're a fan of the Clone Wars or the prequels or Obi-Wan and Anakin in general, there is so much to like about this book. It feels like it could have been a fantastic Clone Wars arc on its own. As far as canon goes, it features Obi-Wan and Anakin's first encounter with Asajj Ventress, one of our earliest looks at the Clone Wars as a conflict, and yes, we get to learn the canon version of that business on Cato Nemoidia. I've already done a full review of the book and an Easter egg video, and I had the chance to interview Mike Chin if you want to learn more about the book. If you want to pick it up for yourself, you can grab the audiobook for free by following the link in the description or by visiting www.audibletrial.com/Star Wars Explained. Moving into comics, the first issue of Obi-Wan was neat. It looks like it'll be an anthology as the older Jedi Master writes stories in his journal, which is eventually found by Luke Skywalker. The first entry we see is about his time as a youngling when one of his friends left the Jedi Temple to save her father from some unknown threat. It's cool seeing Obi-Wan that young, but I also wasn't blown away by it, and I don't feel like I learned anything crazy new about Kenobi. Like I said, it's neat, but I wouldn't call it a must-read yet. Although, with the anthology format, it makes sense that I'll like some issues more than others, and next month's looks cool. Star Wars issue 23 was pretty good. While I haven't been super into the arc surrounding Commander Zara, it's ending with a bang. Multiple bangs. Zara lures the rebels into a trap and uses their compassion against them to nearly win the fight. It was a dark issue and frustrating at times, seeing the Empire twist kindness into cruelty, but that's the message. That's what some people will do with kindness and compassion. They take advantage of it for their own gain. But they're sometimes so cruel that they can't even imagine the level of compassion their enemies have for one another, which can lead them to victory. Even when a Charles Soule arc isn't my favorite, I can always find something to appreciate about it, and I always love what he uses Star Wars to say. Zara is still alive and looking for one final fight, but I think her end is at hand. Dr. Aphra issue 20 continues to be a blast. I've been saying it month after month, but I love this series when it really focuses on Indiana Jones-style treasure hunting, and this arc about the Ascendant has been killing it. We've basically just reached the equivalent of opening the Ark of the Covenant as Aphra attempted to claim a relic called the Spark Eternal for herself. But it apparently kills and resurrects her into a being known as Eternity. I have no idea where this is all going, but I love it. People, including myself, love to call Aphra the space version of Indiana Jones, but I sometimes forget she is way more like Belloc, and of course I hope she doesn't die, but it does seem like it's time for her to experience some consequences. The second issue of Han Solo and Chewbacca was also good. I'm really into the idea that Han may have potentially met his father, and I like that he and the reader are being strung along with the truth. I'm starting to believe the older man, but I'm skeptical, which I think is the exact spot writer Mark Guggenheim wants his readers to be in, because that's exactly where Han is. It's fun going on this journey with him amid the excitement of a high story where Greedo keeps messing things up. I'm still really liking this series, and I hope it keeps up in future issues. The third issue of Halcyon Legacy was more of the same. I'm just not engaged by this series. I don't care about the Halcyon's history. Even though it's following the same format as the Galaxy's Edge comic down to the writer and the artist, I think it's just too small of a scale. I enjoyed the overarching story of Dok-Ondar trying to finally get a Sith artifact for his collection. The main story of the Halcyon Legacy is some pirates working for the First Order to find a Resistance spy. But then we spend most of the issue flashing back in time. This month we see a story about Padme and Anakin fighting Asajj on the ship, and I don't know, it all just felt like stuff we've seen before. For Story of the Month, I am, of course, picking Obi-Wan Kenobi, but since that seems like a near guarantee that you've already seen it, I'll go with the novel Brotherhood. In June, we're gonna see the final 4 episodes of Kenobi, the novel Shadow of the Sith comes out, and we're getting 9 comic issues, including the conclusion of the Crimson Reign series. But that's it for May. The Canon Update will return on July 1st to cover all those new stories. Until then, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.